He is one of the top UFC middleweights in the world. I think he joins us via the magic of Skype, the one and only Israel Adesanya. Hi, Israel. How are you?
Gravy, baby. How are you?
Good. How is New York City treating you thus far?
Yeah, so far so good. Last time I was only here for one night, but I plan on hanging around for a little bit.
When did you get here? Because I know you're coming from a far place away, and the time zone's really different.
I think I arrived Sunday around midnight. So just as it turned Sunday, I arrived. So yeah, I'm adjusting well to the jet, and yeah, I'm feeling fresh.
How are you adjusting to the jet lag? Do you get over it quickly? Are you one of these guys who hates it, or how's that work for you?
Part of it, I've traveled a lot, so you kind of learn different ways to adjust. I like the earth normally, but in Times Square, it's really hard to find grass. Maybe I have to go to Central Park first. So I'll go to Central Park somewhere today and just kind of connect to the earth.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you joining us here. UFC 230 days away. Before we get into the fight, I have to say I've been watching your podcast a little bit. You do a podcast with Dan Hooker.
Really?
Yes. You do a podcast with Dan Hooker called Frenemies. The only thing I don't know is why you call it that, because usually that's two people who don't like each other but find a way to get along.
I think now it's going the other way. It's like two people who like each other but try and like push each other's buttons, try and like, rustle each other up a little bit, especially during training. Like, and watch our sparring sessions, it's pretty funny. They kind of see us interact.
And it airs on something called what, Maori TV or something? Forgive my ignorance.
Definitely on a network called Modi TV in New Zealand. But I normally post the link. I think Kai replaced me today this week, so maybe the guy's trying to take my job. Who knows? Kai Kara-France, he just got signed to the UFC, so he'll be on December 2nd in Adelaide. One of our other teammates who's in the UFC as well.
All right, very good. So one of the things I learned from watching that was your own friend there, Dan Hooker, had asked you, have you done anything new for this camp? And your answer was yes, you had actually. Something involving breathing technique. What was that?
Oh, yeah. We went to a seminar in New Zealand by one of Wim Hof's students, one of his disciples. And that was, he taught us, Wim Hof, right? The guy who's broken all the world records with cold.
Who's that?
Wim Hof. Wim Hof. He's broken over 26 Guinness World Records with cold therapy. He swam under ice for the longest. He's held his breath. I think in ice cold temperatures. He stayed in. He's a guy that just knows his own body to a molecular level. So through these breathing techniques, you can learn how to control yourself, control your recovery, your stress levels, and even if you go deeper, you can control just the atoms in your body just through breathing. Some kind of like I've tried it works. I changed my pH level, so yeah, I can do that in like 10 minutes. It's some magic type shit.
So has that had a big impact on this camp, or just another, let's say, helpful tool, but not that big necessarily?
No, it's a very helpful tool. Trust me. I haven't used it as much as I should, but it's a very helpful tool. And one thing I've realized when I use it, doing my breathing now, actually, I think it's had a big impact because even my recovery, when I check my heart rate, my recovery is I'm getting like close to maybe 124 beats per minute from going from 171 beats per minute. I get that to 124 in about maybe 29, 32 seconds. So
wow.
Yeah, that's fast recovery. You have 1 minute in between rounds, and a lot of guys, you see them still huffing and puffing, and they don't know how to breathe. They're breathing through their through fear or through panic. You know what I mean? And you have to learn how to control yourself and control your breathing through your diaphragm, breathe from within. So there's levels to this shit. And yeah, I'd say it's had a big impact,
And so the other thing I picked up watching this was you were saying that there are some camps where like you had to get up and you kind of had to force yourself out of bed, but not this one. This one, you said you were flying high. What's been the difference?
Mindset. I've always said when I go into this game, or into the UFC, every fight is like new levels, new devils. So either you evolve or you die. So I feel like my evolution is just being rapid. It's just like exponential growth. every time. Because even like this fight week, even I've got so much media to do. I already knew this was going to happen. I knew like every single fight is going to get worse and worse, or better and better. So I've had to evolve. I've had to step my game up. And if you can't hack it, you're going to get swallowed by this thing. You're going to get consumed by everything. You're going to be like a deer in the headlight. So yeah, I've had to evolve in so many ways. And definitely one of them was just when I wake up, it's different. I don't know, like I just go. Yeah, I just get up and go. And it's been great.
So it's more of a mental adjustment. It's not any kind of physical change in terms of how a camp is built or constructed.
No, it's not really about the camp. It's all about me. And it can be physical. You know, your mental always affects your physical, 100%. So, yeah, it's all been me. Nothing about the camp or anything. I just, like, I have no problem admitting my faults. Like, I used to be real lazy back in the day and, like, you know, dragging it. I didn't really appreciate the position I was in. I never really appreciated it. But now, you know, I turned 28 last year. I'm 29 now. And 28, I had a metamorphosis, and a lot of things around me changed. A lot of people around me changed. And just one of them was my mindset. I had to evolve in a big way. And I think it just happened naturally, and that came along with it.
When you say things around you change, can you give me like an understanding of what that means?
Things around you change. I mean, I keep that same energy. You know, I keep doing me at the end of the day. But, you know, people around you who they feel like once you kind of get a little bit of, you know, notoriety, a little bit of stardom, they think, oh, you've probably changed. So they act in a defensive way, like a defense mechanism. They kind of change as well. And it's surprising to see the kind of, it's surprising to see the characteristics in certain people, because you think you know some people, or you think, I don't know, people just kind of try and be weird around you. Just people need to be cool. That's all. But and yeah, just the world around me changes in general with like the perks of this lifestyle. You know, everyone wants something. Snakes everywhere, vultures circling. You know, like scavengers just waiting to grab a piece. So I've had to evolve in my own way and just stay focused.
You can feel the weight, can't you? You can feel that there's a sense about you that with this fight or whatever it is, the next one after that, things are going to rocket for you to a new level of certainly starting within the MMA community and perhaps beyond. It seems like you're aware that this is beginning to weigh on you.
Oh, it's not weighing on me. It's just, even if it does, I don't really, like I said, pressure makes diamonds. It's all part of the game, and I've prepped for all this from day dot. I've always known all this shit would happen. And yeah, I've just been flowing with it, you know. I've been adjusting accordingly. I've seen the right people to get myself right at the end of the day, because, I mean, if I can't look after myself, then this whole ship is gonna sink. So yeah, I've just been adjusting properly and moving in the right spaces with the right people.
All right, so let's talk about a few details here. Chris Weidman is going to be fighting Jacare. There were people who were suggesting that when Luke Rockhold fell out, you should have gotten that fight. You didn't want that fight?
Nah, I want to whip this guy first. I don't want to have to, because I know once I beat someone like Weidman, there's no going back. And I really want to get this guy out the way first, because, yeah, he needs to pay for his words. He needs to repent for his transgressions. So I really want to get this guy first, get him out the way. And I already told Chris, I've seen him in New Jersey. We sat kind of 2 seats away from each other, and I told him, you know, eventually I'll see him. You know?
Now, just as a matter of record keeping, did the UFC offer you that opportunity?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. I don't think it was a thing. I think Brunson tried to get that fight even. Maybe he's trying to run away, but I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I'm focused on my work. I'm focused on my task at hand, and that's feeding this bum.
All right, so it seems to me, and perhaps I'm wrong because I'm not the purveyor of all of social media, but it seems like you guys had some bad blood. We interviewed you when the fights first got made, but since then, it's been real quiet.
Fight week. Don't worry. I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to ignite it again. It's cold out in these streets, man. I mean, I'm walking around in New York, Times Square in my Timbs, and I'm imagining, like, man, if you're a bum in this street, if you're homeless, it's going to be struggle. So I feel bad for a guy like that who's just struggling. You know, he's a guy who's been around this game for so long, and he hasn't even, I don't think he's ever even made, like, headline an event. I don't think he's ever been in the spot I'm in, and I've only had 3 fights in the company, so yeah, eventually, you know what? After this, I'll put something up. I'll let him know I'm around. I don't know if he's around yet, because we haven't really checked in. I came in early, but yeah,
Bad blood isn't really bad blood. I'll just say it's another guy, same shit, different night. Like my last few opponents, they all talk the same game. They all say the same shit. And eventually when they're in there, it's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
What is your view about how, like, you see all the trash talking in the game today? Some of it is inevitable. Some of it is organic, not just you, around the whole game. What is the appropriate role in your life for that kind of thing?
Keep that same energy. Don't try and be anything else. Don't try and be what people want you to be. Classic example is Derek Lewis. You know, he kept that same energy. He was just himself on the post-fight speech on the mic, and his stock went up just by keeping that same energy. You know, not being fake, none of that shit. And even the whole trash talking and fight hype has been around since the dawn of time. I mean, I use this analogy, but like if you think about it, when I was in high school, you know, if two boys had beef and they were going to square up, maybe a teacher broke it up, and then I'll see you after school. I'll see you after school. Yeah, whatever. From that point on till 3:00 when the bell rings, all everyone is doing is talking about the fight. They see each other in the hallway, they're talking shit and whatnot. And it's just been that way since primary school, since middle school, high school. And then after school, 3 p.m., everyone runs to the spot where the fight's going to be. You see one guy on one side, one guy on the other side. They walk towards each other, and then if the fight breaks out, you know, it might be a great fight. It might be a shit fight, but what was exciting was the lead up to the fight, the hype of the fight. So, yeah, it's been around history. You know, Prince Nassim Hamed, Muhammad Ali, McGregor, Mayweather, you know, Chael Sonnen, guys like that. They already understand, like, this is part of fighting, and they've kind of enhanced it and just, like, ran with it. So, yeah, it's just all about building interest, I get. But you don't really have to be that kind of guy to build interest. It's just, I mean, a guy like, you know, what's his name? Derek Lewis himself, like I said, he just, you know, he can square up with guys, push them or whatever, but he's funny and he's just himself. So he kind of gets the attention. He deserves the attention he's getting right now by keeping that same energy.
Yeah. You're a Derek Lewis fan? I think like the rest of us, you're a Derek Lewis fan?
Yeah, definitely. I like the way I like his social media game. He reposts memes, and I think he started to make memes, but I'm impressed. I like the way he's handling himself with all this attention he's getting.
Okay, relative to your last fight, I was there when you fought Brad Tavares. Is this fight a more difficult fight, or it's a different opponent? So it's not, you put him on par with Brad?
Nah, I think Brad will whoop him. But this is you know, MMATHS. That's MMA math. You know, it never always works the way you expect it. Like, it's like rock, paper, scissors. You know, I beat you, you beat the camera guy beats me. So who's the best man? You know, is not really, it doesn't really work that way. But you have to be able to understand that you're the shit or you ain't shit. So I have to dot my I's and cross my T's, and I made sure I did that for this camp. We took care of every single thing, like his habits that we know of, his chaos that's random. So, I mean, I can be real random as well, but I'm more of an organized chaos. He's just chaotic. He's just chaotic in his ways. And yeah, that leaves him really, really dangerous, but makes him really, really, really susceptible to my strikes. So, and my whole game in general, you know, I'm not just a striker like everyone keeps saying. I'm just really, 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 really great at striking. But let's see what I'm like on my back. Let's see what I'm like on my top game. I just have to find someone to put me there first. And yeah, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. I want to smash these guys on the feet, and then they end up on the floor.
What's interesting to me is if you win this, you have to sort of begin to ask yourself how far you are from a title shot, especially given now the bit of the landscape here.
I might get the strap next. I don't know. I just have to see how the whole middleweight tournament plays out, because you know, it's like it's like a little middleweight tournament that's happening on 230. So yeah, the other guys suck. Their fights are lackluster. If Bobby Knuckles gets past Kelvin Gastelum, I'll probably go for the strap next. But like I said, I don't move off emotion. I move off strategy. I'll see and plot as I go along. So right now I only have one guy in mind, and that's that bum, Derek Brunson. So yeah, right now I'm just focused on him, and then the strap is just something I grab along the way.
Real quickly, if I can, do you have a thought on who might win between Weidman and Jacare?
No, really, no. It's a fight that just kind of got announced recently, short notice. But they're both professionals. I'm sure they can both handle each other. I don't think, they haven't fought before. But yeah, anything can happen. It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, but your view, that's just so I can understand you correctly. Your view is that with all of these middleweight fights on the card, and they're on the main card anyway, and there's 4 of them, it's basically up for grabs. Whoever has the best performance gets the title shot. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. As they say in New York, facts be. I think so.
Yes, they certainly do, Israel. Well, I got to tell you, I am beyond thrilled for this one, man. What do you think this is? Is this the Israel Adesanya, at least the North American audience? Is this the coming out party?
Nah, that was the last one. There's always a new there's always a new demographic to introduce yourself to. So yeah, last time in Vegas main event, I smashed it, better than most people, much better than most people thought I would do. So that was my coming out party. This is the after party, and then after that's the after party. The next one is the after party. So it's just same shit, different night. I'm gonna dance under those lights.
All right. Well, you know what? I won't keep you any longer. I really appreciate your time, Israel. Can't wait to see you at Media Day and everything else. And obviously can't wait to see your fight at UFC 230. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Likewise, Luke. I'll see you there.
All right. There he is. Could be the next big thing in MMA, man. What a guy he is, huh?